Good evening, and welcome to the Preparing for Your Future Get College and Career Ready workshop. My name is Dr. Delores Curry, and I will be your presenter this evening. As a result of participating in this workshop, you will gain knowledge about college and career readiness, the high school graduation requirements, how to review a transcript to assist your child in their educational endeavors. We will discuss the programs that are offered in the school setting. We will discuss post-secondary education, and we will go over online resources that will assist you and your student in navigating through the college and career readiness process. So as I said, my name is Dr. Delores Curry. I am a high school counselor at Grand Terrace High School in Colton Joint Unified School District. I hold a bachelor's in psychology from San Diego State University. I have my master's in counseling and guidance from California State University, San Bernardino. And I hold my doctorate in educational leadership from the University of Southern California. I am very passionate about education, and I'm very passionate about working with my students and parents and helping them to achieve their educational and career goals. As parents, I know you want the best for your child. You want them to have as many opportunities as possible. You want all the doors to be open, and you want them to be able to make wise decisions and choices. And when it comes to their college and careers, that's exactly what we're going to do today. We're going to be able to open those doors. We're going to be able to provide opportunities, and we're going to be able to help students make well-informed decisions and choices that is going to help them through their educational and career journey. So what does it mean to be college and career ready? A college-ready student is academically prepared, ready for post-secondary education or training without the need for remediation. A career-ready student possesses both the necessary knowledge and technical skills needed for employment in their desired career field. Whether pursuing a 4-year degree or studying for a skilled trade license, being ready means having the reading, the writing, mathematics, social, and cognitive skills to qualify for and succeed in the academic program of your choice. I know many of you may be familiar with the California School Dashboard. That is an online tool that shows how local educational agencies and schools are performing on the state and local indicators included in the California School Accountability System. This dashboard provides meaningful information on schools and district progress. It helps decision makers to participate in making decisions to improve student learning. The dashboard includes 5 state indicators, with one being the college career readiness indicator for grades 9 through 12. This indicator consists of students completing career technical education pathway courses. It includes grade 11 Smarter Balance Assessment in both English Language Arts and Mathematics. It includes those students that take advanced placement exams, the International Baccalaureate exams, students that take college credit courses, for example, concurrent enrollment at the college level while concurrently enrolled in high school. This indicator looks at the A through G complete. It also looks at the State Seal of Biliteracy, which recognizes school graduates who have obtained a high level of proficiency in speaking, reading, and writing one or more languages in addition to English. And it also includes the Leadership of Military Science for those students that participate in physical conditioning programs aimed at promoting military values and military precision in group activity. Now, according to the National Association of Colleges and Employers, there are 8 key competencies for employment. These are skills that students should have. They should possess critical thinking and problem-solving skills, oral and written communication, teamwork and collaboration, digital technology skills, leadership, professionalism and work ethic, career management, and global intercultural fluency. All students should be critical thinkers, communicators, tech skilled, creative, innovative, work collaboratively, take the initiative, are global citizens, and most importantly, are academically skilled. So, parents, you may say, well, how do I help my child become college and career ready? Well, there are many things that you can do, and we're going to name a few. One is you can help your child take challenging courses. Have them take, if they're getting a little bored or they're doing really well in their classes, receiving A's and B's in their general classes, have them take honors and advanced placement courses. This will help them to get closer to what the college experience is going to be like, and it will definitely help prepare them for more rigorous work and prepare them for their future academically. Help your students and encourage them to ask for help when they need it. If they're struggling in the class, make sure they talk to their teacher or talk to their counselor so they can get the assistance that they need. If schools have tutoring available, encourage your student to be a part of it and to participate in it. Make sure that they have time to complete their schoolwork. If they're involved in so many extracurricular activities that their academics tend to be falling behind, then they might have to cut down on some of those activities because you don't want to spread them too thin and you don't want them to get overwhelmed. And most importantly, you don't want them to get behind in their academics. Take advantage of any courses that the high school offers in skills such as note taking, studying, how to study, doing research, time management. If the school is offering any of those workshops or courses, most importantly, help your students to stay focused. We always say for seniors, that is one of the tasks because they have a tendency to get senioritis. But by staying focused and keeping your eyes towards the prize, the students are able to do what they need to do. They're able to get into a rhythm of the college courses that they will be able to take once they leave. And more easily, they will be able to keep working hard during the last year of high school and maintain wonderful and great grades. Now, I know you're probably wondering, well, why do we keep pushing for college? And I will tell you, when it comes to students, we want to prepare them for the top. We want to prepare them for the best. As you saw, the 8 competencies that employers want, those tie into the competencies for both employment and for your academics. So let's begin with the end in mind. What is it that we want for our students in the long run? We want them to be able to have opportunities. We want to prepare them for post-secondary options. So let's review them. Now, why is post-secondary options important? Why is college and career readiness important? This chart right here, according to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, it shows that education pays. I get students all the time that says, well, I don't want to go to college. And I tell them that there is no job that you will get without some formalized education. And the more education you get, the more income you will be able to have. And most importantly, there will be many doors that they can open. There are basically 3 post-secondary options that students are able to choose from. They can go to college, attend college, and we will go through the different types of colleges that are available to them, work, and the military. They do have choices. Now, the California colleges and university system consists of 5 options. You have your UC, University of California options, where you have UCLA, UCR, UC Davis. Those are just a few. You have your CSU system, for example, California State University, San Bernardino. You have your private and independent colleges, such as USC, University of Redlands, Loma Linda University, and Azusa Pacific. You have community colleges. We have 4 in the local area: Riverside Community College, Crafton Hills College, San Bernardino Valley College, and Chaffey College. And we also have vocational, trade, and technical colleges. Now, for students to go into a community college for 2 years, they have to qualify. They must have a high school diploma or equivalent or be 18 years of age. The California College Promise Program assists students with some of their educational costs when they attend community colleges. Now, for students that plan on going to a UC or CSU system, in order to be eligible, they must satisfy the A through G requirements. The A through G requirements are listed here, and the subject areas are history and social science, where 2 years is required, English, 4 years required, mathematics, 3 years required, but 4 years is recommended, laboratory science, a biological as well as a physical science, 2 years required, 3 years recommended. Language other than English, 2 years required, but it's 2 years of the same foreign language required, 3 years recommended. They also need 1 year of a visual and performing art and 1 year of a college or preparatory elective. Now, in order to satisfy the A through G requirements, all students must pass these courses with a C or better. If they receive a D in the course, they will have to repeat it because they will not be eligible unless all their classes are C's or better. Now, for the UC system, we have 10 schools that students can apply for. And the UC system starts with a minimum GPA of a 3.0. They have to complete the A through G requirements, and a comprehensive review is done. If there's more information, I have the website up here that you can go to, your students can go to get more information. But also, there is an A through G approved course list. And you could you could Google it, and it's listed here, the A through G approved course list, where you can type in your student's school name, and it will pull up the list for all the courses that is offered at that school and what class fits into the different categories. The A through G approved course list shows all the courses that the schools offer and what category they fit into. So I encourage students to look at that. For the CSU system, there are 23 campuses. The GPA starts at minimum of a 2.0. And again, there is the A through G approved course list for both the UCs and the CSUs. But there's one thing that I do want to mention about both the minimum GPA requirement for the CSUs as well as for the UCs. For the UC system, the University of California, Los Angeles is a very popular school. It is a school that a lot of people want to go to and that can become impacted. San Diego State University is a CSU system, and that is another popular school that can become impacted. I am mentioning this because although for the CSU system, the minimum GPA is a 2.0, if a student is trying to go to San Diego State University, they do not look at students with a GPA lower than a 3.8. For the University of California, Los Angeles, UCLA, their minimum GPA starts at a 3.9. I say this because I tell students all the time, if you strive for A's, you have somewhere to fall. But if you strive for something lower, then you got somewhere to fall, but it may put you in danger. But those are things just to be aware of, because the more impacted a campus is and the more popular they become, what they do to screen out applicants is to raise the grade point average. So make sure your students are doing their best. Now, we do have independent and private colleges. A lot of them use the Common App, but you can tour some of those campuses to see what they're doing, and you can go on to the Common App. The one thing that I do want to tell you is the A through G requirements still fit for the independent and private colleges, and they also fit for students that are going out of state. But we always caution students that are trying to go out of state to make sure that they read the admissions requirement, because there may be an additional class that they may have to take, or they may not accept the SAT but accept the ACT. Now, one thing about the independent and private colleges in California and those that use the Common App, they do have their application deadline varies. So they have what we call rolling admissions. Early admissions deadlines are usually within October or November, but we encourage students to please pay attention to all of the information as you are applying for your colleges and make sure you read it thoroughly. Now, there are a variety of historical Black colleges throughout the United States, and they are listed here, but there's also a Common Black College app that students can use. And what I do is I just encourage students to do research on the school that you're interested in attending and see if that's the right fit for you. Now, here is just a chart, and it just tells you what the UCs require, the independent private colleges. Every single one of the four-year colleges require an entrance exam, which can be in the form of the ACT or the SAT. Now, some of the colleges may require subject tests, and some colleges out of state may favor one or the other. So we tell students to make sure that you read it and pay attention. The California State University CSU system does not require a personal statement, but the University of California does. And for the private and independent colleges, it may vary depending upon the university. There is no letter of recommendation that is needed for the CSU system nor the UC system, but it could be for the independent and private colleges. So, as I said, the deadline for UCs and CSUs are November 30th, but the independent and private colleges may vary depending upon the school. So, here's a little chart that tells you a little bit about the ACT as well as the SAT. Due to the pandemic, some changes have been made as it pertains to the entrance exams, the SAT and ACT, that students have been required to take in the past. As a result of the pandemic, all students applying to the UC system for fall 2021 or fall 2022 will not be required to submit SAT or ACT test scores. The fall 2021 and 2022 exams will be test optional, and if scores are not submitted, applications will still receive full consideration. Along with the UC system, the CSU system will temporarily suspend the use of the ACT and SAT examination to determine admissions eligibility. And this just tells you a little bit of the difference between the two. The test structure for the SAT consists of reading, writing, and language, mathematics, and the essay is optional. The test structure for the ACT includes English, math, reading, science, and the essay again is optional. And it just gives you a couple of components of what they cover. So there's no science for the SAT, but there is science on the ACT. And one of the most important part is the SAT is scored on a scale of 400 to 1600, and the ACT is scored on a scale from 1 to 36. Now, I know that distance learning has been a challenge for each and every one of us, but trying to monitor your child's education during this time can be a little tedious, and I want to give you a couple of suggestions on how to do that. So, one thing that I do encourage you to do is help your child find a good location in the home where they can create that as their study. Help your child create a place in the house where a good location for them to study. Establish a daily schedule and set regular routines, school and homework time. Establish a daily schedule and set a regular routine for both school and homework time. Communicate regularly with your student and the teachers. Begin and end the day with daily check-ins. Have your students show you the work that they completed if you just so happen to be at work during the time, or they go on and show you what they've been doing. Monitor both their online time and their on-screen time if you can, or help them to monitor it. Begin and end the day with daily check-in. Ask your child how they're doing in their classes. What did they learn today? What did they complete today? If possible, let them show you some of the work that they completed. That way, you're ensuring that they're getting their work done and they're expecting you to be able to ask them. So you're setting the expectations. Try to monitor online and on screen time and help them to take a break when they need to. I know since I've been in distance learning, sometimes I've been at the computer all day and end up with a bad headache. So you got to take a break, and you want to make sure that your student does that as well. Encourage self-direction and motivation. Seek assistance when needed and utilize the school resources that are available. Many of the schools have school portals that you can log into to keep track of your school's work. So just make sure that you do that. And if you need any assistance with doing so, make sure you contact the school and let them know. So we started with the end in mind. So let's start from where we are now. Within the high school setting, it is very important to make sure that you learn the graduation requirements, that you know the communication mechanisms that are available at your child's school. Attend important meetings if available. There are a variety of meetings that we have at the school sites. We have parent and teacher conferences, school site council, advisory committees, booster clubs. We have WASC accreditation meetings and the LCAP meetings. Those are important because those are where how you found out where the money is spent, what money goes to, how the money is allocated, ensuring that the school receives this accreditation and that your students' education is valid. Make sure you keep check on your students' grades. Find out when grades are sent home, when they're due, and make sure you pay attention to the school calendar. When is the semester over? When is the quarter over? When do the student have to make sure that all their assignments are in? And most importantly, pay attention to important deadlines and dates. For Colton Joint Unified School District, which is where I work, our graduation requirement is 220 credits. Within the surrounding area, the credits are pretty similar, or it may be 230 credits. But you want to make sure and know what that 220 credits consist of. So for our school district, they have 4 years of English, 1 year of a world history, 1 year of a U.S. history, 1 semester of Principles of Democracy, which is a government class that they take during their senior year, and the second semester, which would be economics, or vice versa. Economics is taken during their senior year as well. You want to know how that is broken down so you know that your student is taking all the right courses. So for our district, our students need 4 years of English, 1 year of world history, which is done during the 10th grade. Some schools started in their 9th grade year. 1 year of U.S. history, which is done during their junior year. And 1 semester of Principles of Democracy, which is a government class, and 1 semester of economics. For our district, our students currently need 2 years of mathematics, 1 year of physical science, 1 year of biological science, and 1 year of either a foreign language, a career technical education course, or fine arts. They need 2 years of a physical education course, PE, and 80 elective credits. Now, for the 80 elective credits, it is not in addition to. The 80 elective credits is done by students satisfying one area and then taking additional courses in that area, which will go to the elective category. For example, 2 years of math is required for graduation purposes, but if for the A through G requirements that we discussed earlier, they need 3 years of math in order to be eligible, so that 3rd year of math will go into the elective category. All schools, for the most part, have a 4-year plan in place for their students. It starts the 9th grade year. This is a working document that helps you and your student determine the classes that they are going to take over the years. All 9th grade students are required to have 4 core classes and 2 electives. The 4 core classes are English, math, science, and physical education, with 2 elective courses, which can be a foreign language, visual performing arts, or a pathway class. Within the 10th grade year, they have 5 classes that they must take, which is English 2, a mathematics class, social science, science, physical education, and room for one elective. It is during the junior year and senior year where, as long as the student passes all their classes, it opens up. So you just want to make sure that you find out how 4-year plans are done at your school site, get one done for your student, and it is subject to change every year based upon your student's progress, if they pass their classes or if they fail a class, and stuff has to be put back in there. Let's talk about the program and services that are offered at the school. We have the AVIT program, Advanced Via and Individual Determination. We have AP, Advanced Placement courses, and honors courses, and these are classes where they get that extra point. So an A is worth 5 points as opposed to an A being worth 4 points. Special education programs we have available for our students that need it. We have our 504 program where we put students on formalized plan that are we have 504 plans. We have 504 plans that assist students with their educational endeavors and provide them with the support and accommodations necessary. We have programs for English and language art learners. There are pathway programs that consist of the medical field, engineering field, law enforcement, art. It just varies from school to school what pathway they have available at their school. We also have student study teams, and basically that is for students that are not in special education, that are not on 504s, that are struggling, that may need assistance, and where we meet with the teachers to get them the help that they need and see how we can work more effectively with them. And for all schools, especially, and then we have outreach programs, and we have outreach programs that can come from the college level. We have up. And there are outreach programs that are available to students that assist them with their educational endeavors. And we have the Upwards Bound Educational Talent Search and the Gear Up. You want to make sure you know which program and services are available to your kid and what works for you. So let's go over transcripts real quick. Transcripts provide the student's entire academic record during high school. Every class that they have taken during their high school is recorded on their transcript. The transcript's components consist of the personal information, the state student ID, the course title, how many credits are earned, how many credits are received, what the work is in progress, the grade point average summary, the credit summary, standardized tests, and sometimes there's a footnote if there's more information that needs to be put on. And on a lot of the transcripts you will find the standardized testing. This section of the transcript provides the grade point average and the total credits earned. It tells you what the student's GPA is in the academic unweighted category, academic weighted, Cal Grant, and total weighted category. This section also gives you a GPA summary with their GPA, the credits attempted, at the bottom the credits earned, and the class rank. The lower the class rank, the better off. So this particular student is ranked number 1 of 413 students. 413 is that class size, and this would be a senior. This tells me that this student is the valedictorian. These are the different grade point averages, the different types of GPAs. You have your academic weighted that includes all classes on a 5.0 scale, which gives the extra point for honors and AP courses. You have your Cal Grant GPA, which includes 10th and 11th grade, excluding PE and remedial courses, and this is what is used for the Cal Grant for financial aid. You have your academic unweighted, which includes all academic courses on a 4.0 scale, and the total weighted includes everything, all the classes on a 5.0 scale. The A through G GPA is usually not on the transcript, but it may be on some, and that is calculated in the applications for grades 10 through 11, your A through G courses. The credit summary, this basically, when you're looking at a transcript, you have your short column, which is your deficient column. You have your required column, which tells you what is required and what they need to take. And you have your completed column. This section over here just tells you your subject areas. For each category, each student must receive credit in order to meet the graduation requirements. And at the bottom, you have the total credits completed, total credits needed, and the total credits required. A lot of transcripts have the CSU and UC requirements on there now. So it's the same thing where the student is deficient, where they're short, what is required, and what is completed. And on transcripts, you will find a section for the standardized test scores. And you have a footnote that provides information that needs to be listed on the transcript as well. So where do students stand credit-wise? Students are given 5 credits for each class that they take. They must have 6 classes per semester, so they get 30 credits per semester as long as they are passing them, and with 2 semesters, 60 credits a year. So for 9th grade, pass all classes, by the end of the year, they should have 60 credits. 10th grader, by the end of the school year, should have 120 credits. 11th grader by the end of the year should have 180 credits. And if they continue to take 6 classes all 4 years, they will end the school year with 240 credits. Just so you're aware, credit is not given for classes that student repeat. So if a student gets a D in the class and say they want to be A through G eligible, but they have to repeat that, they will not get the credit, but they will get the higher grade. And what happens is the credit will be applied to the higher grade. So what happens if your student is behind in credits? What can you do? There are credit deficient and alternative options available for students. There's adult ed, where a student has to be 18 years of age, credit recovery, work experience, where students can get credit. The Regional Occupational Program Career Express Online offers classes for students that they can take outside of the regular school. Some schools offer periods outside of the regular school day where students can regain credits by taking a 0 or a 7th period. Continuation school sites can be an option. For example, in our district, for the comprehensive school site, we need 220 credits. For our continuation school site, we need 200 credits. The difference between the two is elective credits. So we need 80 elective credits, and the continuation school site needs 60 elective credits. There's also independent study. There's GED prep programs. There's other options outside of the district. For example, the California Proficiency exam, online programs, community college concurrent enrollment. A lot of these options towards the bottom may require a counselor referral or recommendation. You need to check with your child's school to ensure. But it's not impossible. It may take a little journey, but there are options to help students graduate and obtain their high school diploma. So from here, how do we get to the post-secondary education? So how do we go from here to there? As we said, students need to stay on top of their education, stay engaged, and make sure that they're passing all of their classes. And if they have questions, how do we get from here to there? I call it ownership. I encourage all of my students to take ownership of their education. Learn what they need in order to achieve their goals and provide themselves with the opportunities that they would like to have in the future. Make sure they study and seek questions and help when needed. For our student athletes, we have the NCAA program. There are 4 parts of initial eligibility, which is graduation from high school, minimum core grade point average, qualifying tests, scores for the ACT and the SAT, and completion of 16 core courses. The 16 core courses is 4 years of English, 3 years of math, 2 years of science, 1 year of an additional English, math, or science course, 2 years of social studies, and 4 years of additional course units from the areas above or a foreign language. And this just shows the courses that they can take, the 4x4, which is 16, the courses that they can take each year to help them obtain the 16 core classes that they need in order to satisfy the requirement. Financial aid, I just want to mention briefly. Financial aid, there's 4 types. There's grants and scholarships that do not have to be paid back. And you can do financial aid. There are basically 4 types of financial aid: grants and scholarships, which do not have to be paid back. Grants are based on needs or academic performance, such as GPA. Scholarships are awarded based on merit or including academic performance, inability, skills, and talents. Work study is the amount of money that may be earned through a job awarded based on the need. And it can be on campus. Usually the job is on campus or with the approval of an off campus employer. And there, of course, are loans, which are awarded based on financial need. We encourage all of our students to fill out the FAFSA application, which is always due March 2nd. For seniors, it opens up on October 1st. All high schools upload the GPA for their seniors electronically to the California Student Aid Commission. We always tell students to make sure that their name, address, and everything is correct for the school in the school records, because if it does not match, when they put something else, it will not match for them for financial aid and it can delay them being awarded. So they want to make sure that all their information is accurate. And we encourage students to apply to fafsa.ed.gov for financial aid. We want to encourage you that if you have any questions, you should not have to pay for financial aid. The FAFSA is free for students. There are scams out there, so please be careful. And if you have any questions or any concerns, please see your counselor and they will help you through this process. So basically, just how do you start now? You start by creating your high school diploma. Help your students start thinking about life after high school. Meet with your counselor. If you have any questions or concerns, need guidance, work with your counselors. They will work with you. Start participating in extracurricular activities and pass your classes, most importantly. Take rigorous courses whenever you can to assist you. Make sure you take the exam. Make sure you would take the exams that you need. And most importantly, for the seniors that are graduating, you research your school of interest, pay attention to your deadlines, complete your application process early. Make sure you check your emails and university portals as frequently as possible. And most importantly, follow all instructions regarding whatever tests you have to take. Follow all instructions that need to be taken within your application or anything else that they ask of you. And most importantly, ask for help. If you need help, most importantly, ask for help and advice when you need it and not sure what to do. These are online resources that can be utilized in navigating through the college and career readiness process. So we encourage you to look through them. CaliforniaColleges.edu. You can go through the school's website, the UCs, the CSUs, financial aid is all there. If students are interested in different careers, internships, or not sure what they want to do, there's resources for that as well. I encourage students, especially during the times that we're in right now, to Check into the organizations that are doing virtual college fairs where you can find out more about the organizations, ask questions. They also have workshops on how to write essays, how to complete your application, how to find money and scholarships. And these are just a few, but take advantage of that because there's definitely resources out there that are available to you. This is my contact information. I want to thank you for attending this workshop and being a part of it. And if you need anything, please feel free to reach out. Most importantly, do know that the future is yours and it is yours to create it. Plan your path and make sure that you are college and career ready. Thank you and have a great evening.